Co-reporters, welcome back to my channel. Word on the street is that Todd Chrisley might have to do some prison chores in exchange for way less than the federal minimum wage while he's in prison. And let me just tell you this, according to Radar Online, who spoke with sources inside the prison, some of these chores pay as little as 12 cents an hour. Listen, you guys, I don't understand how this is legal. I consider it to be modern day slavery. Okay. Like, this article actually makes me quite sad. Listen, I know that people go to jail or go to prison for doing bad things, but slavery still is a bad thing. And this is a good example of it. So let's get into the story. I just was kind of bewildered by it. It's been a while since I heard about like how much people got paid or what they were forced to do in prison and whatnot. I always thought that like they can choose to work if they don't have much money for their commissary or something like that. Then I figured that people like Todd Chrisley or Julie Chrisley would have money, right? Like they'd have their daughter, Savannah, for example, wiring them their own money in order to help them out so that they wouldn't be subjected to this in prison. But apparently not, you guys. Okay, so let's get into the entire story. According to Radar, they spoke with a source at the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and this source told them that inmates' hourly rates are broken up into 4 different pay grade levels. So he could be getting paid 12 cents an hour. He could be getting paid 17 cents an hour, 29 cents an hour. And if he is really up there, if he works his way up the ladder, he can get paid 40 cents an hour, which is what? Still, that is still less than half of $1 an hour. I still find this so shocking. I'm sorry, you guys, it is. I know he deserves to be in prison, but I do believe that prison workers deserve to be compensated more for what it is that they do. I think, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it, especially when they do things like manufacture clothing. Like, you know that in some prisons, these people have to, I don't know, handle like sewing, that type of stuff or whatever. I don't remember what it was exactly, but something to do with clothing and whatnot, and things that can turn a profit for the prison and companies outside of the prison. And I don't like that. I don't think that's fair. So just as a reminder, he and Julie were convicted of defrauding banks out of $30 million. They were also convicted of committing tax fraud. And so this is their punishment for it. So he has to turn himself into the FPC Pensacola prison on January 17th. So that's in less than a month. And he's going to be serving a 12-year sentence. Listen, I do believe he's going to be let out early with good behavior, but this is just what it is for now. And so, again, Radar Online spoke to a source, and the source told them that Chrisley, as a newbie, his first task could be anything from cleaning bathrooms to washing dishes. I'm sure if he's anything like me, he's hoping that he's going to be subjected to washing dishes. Like, I don't mind not washing dishes. I actually find it low-key therapeutic, but cleaning bathrooms is not my thing, especially when it's other people's. The poor guy. So he could earn anywhere from 12 to 40 cents per hour for doing the work that he's forced to do over there. Again, we saw the way that the tiers were broken down. 12, 19, 27, and 40, I believe, were the 4 different intervals of payment. And their source said, and I quote, "Sentenced inmates who are physically and mentally able to work are required to participate in the work program." And Todd is expected to report to the place of assignment at the required time, and he may not leave an assignment without permission. So if he refuses to work, like if he refuses to scrub other people's toilets, then disciplinary action may be taken. I don't like that, you guys. Ugh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yuck. But again, let me remind you that the prison that these people are going to be staying in are not the prisons that you see on Beyond Scared Straight. These are the white collar prisons. These are the bougie prisons. So they're not going to be full of like crazy, like violent criminals or anything like that. Like, they're going to be full of other potential financial fraudsters or, you know, just other like white collar people. Okay. So it's definitely not going to be as horrible as we are imagining. Again, I'm still quite shocked that he was sentenced to 12 years behind bars. That is an awful lot, especially when you think about the way that some of these other celebrities were recently sentenced for other things. this is way off mark, but do you remember Felicity Huffman and her husband? They were she was sentenced to what, a couple of days in prison or something like that, and then Joe and Teresa Giudice was only a couple of years. But of course, when you compare them to the Giudices, it's apples to oranges because these two were convicted of 30 million. And I believe the Giudices were only convicted of maybe 3 million, like 1/10 the amount. Another interesting one to look out for, you guys, is going to be how Jen Shaw from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City gets sentenced, because her case is especially disgusting because she and her company were scamming old people and bleeding them dry. And these people were, it's just so heartbreaking. So I believe that she has a maximum of 20 something years that she can be sentenced to. She's asking the judge to only give her a 3-year sentence. And then the prosecutors, the FBI, are asking for a 10-year sentence. So we'll see like where she kind of falls in the line. I hope she gets at least 10, but ideally she gets more for what it is that she did, because what it is that she did is absolutely, absolutely nasty. Okay. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about this story and how you feel about prison labor in general. Do you think it's ethical that people are forced to labor for 12 to 40 cents per hour, especially if the labor helps the profit margins for the institution? So for example, here in the jail, if Todd is cleaning the bathrooms for 12 to 40 cents an hour, that helps the prison because now they do not have to pay a reasonable wage to someone to do the job. So they are able to make more money this way. They are able to be more cost effective this way. Do you believe that's fair? Do you believe that's just another part of the punishment? Where do you fall on this spectrum? I really do want to know. So please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.